Warm-up sets here, starting with 2 plates aside. This is a Nautilus machine. This is something that I don't get to use as much when I'm training at the other gym, so I like to try the different equipment as I switch different gyms. Kind of unique thing in Vegas is we get to train on all different equipment as we travel gym to gym. I'm going up a little bit in the weight right now. This feels pretty good. What's kind of nice about this machine is when we go through the motion, it actually comes together a little bit. So you really get a lot of the front delt, the side delt, the rear delt. You know, that's the one thing about when I started back in '91 training, when I was 18, we didn't have a lot of machines that now dictate almost the movement. So when we talk about development and we talk about Schwarzenegger's time versus our time, we definitely have a lot more functionality to our training, meaning we have a lot of variations that we can do that also don't hinder the joints as bad. You know, you don't have that pain. And I know a lot of people are working through shoulder pain or shoulder injuries. You've got to be conscious of that. And you really shouldn't do the exercise that hurts so much unless every exercise hurts. But remember, you can always focus on cables and side laterals and those kind of things too. So we're going to focus on 10 or 12 reps. Okay, little normal grip here. I could do an inside grip, but I'm going to focus more on this and kind of go through the motion. Nothing full extension. I'm just allowing myself to keep constant tension on the delts. So we're going to focus on doing, once again, the dumbbell lateral. Okay, so I do these a little different. Okay, I kind of do like a front raise and a side raise at the same time. So I'm going to do these actually seated today. Kind of just coming up, okay, and getting like almost like a front raise and a side lateral at the same time. Don't ask me why, I feel it the best. I'm gonna start with 35, see how that feels, get a little feel for it. And once again, 10 or 12 reps, we're doing 3 of these, okay? We're going right in now, we're not doing any warm-up sets, no feel sets, just right into the exercise. You know, we'll see, maybe 3, maybe 4, we'll see. This feels a little light, so. Now, normally I don't start with presses, I actually start with side laterals to kind of pre-exhaust, but I'm switching things up a little bit for the new year. Okay, so about parallel to the floor. Little swing, not afraid to admit that. Good blood right there. With side laterals, now there's a lot of variations of this. Cables, dumbbells, machine. All work pretty much the same focus as the side deltoid. Now there's 3 heads to the delts, the front, the side, the rear. We're gonna get into all those heads. You know, we're getting a little bit of, I think, everything with each exercise, but we're gonna try to isolate, especially in the rear movements. All right, so like we talk about exercises, I kind of go by touch and go to see how I'm feeling that day. Everything is a bit instinctive. And I think that's how training really should be, depending on what your output is that day, how much stress you're under, your rest time, the food intake. There's a lot of variables that come into the best way you can possibly train. And when I was training at full capacity, when I was my biggest, trained for Olympias, Arnold's, other victories, I really was honed in on not missing any beat to what my success would be in the gym. Exercise number 3, we're gonna do a front raise. Now you see me do these with a bar, cables, we do it with rope sometimes. We are gonna do an incline platform and do dumbbell raises, okay? So I may pyramid, we'll see. Might stick to the same weight. Normally I do around a 60 or 70 pound barbell, like the shorter bars. Chest is gonna be at the top, okay? The lower pec is gonna sit here. We're gonna come up parallel to the floor. That is my goal, is each rep, okay? Now maybe a little pause here. I'm gonna try to pause just a little bit and up, okay? At least 10 reps. All right, so 35 each arm. See how this feels. Remember, the chest has to be at a good point and we're parallel to the floor. Hey, little hold right there. Hey. Great burn. If I would have to say one of the body parts that I've lost the most since I was competitive bodybuilding is definitely my rear delts, and that comes with a lot of fullness. So with this movement, I'm gonna keep the seat really high. Now that's something different from all my other movements. I want to keep myself up enough, and I'm actually gonna use this. Sometimes I do the position like this depending on how I feel, but today I'm actually gonna hold these handles. Like I said, I'm gonna jack that seat up a little higher, and it's just pretty much as the machine flows, okay? These handles kind of move this way, but we're gonna go back to that point, but taking the triceps out of it. So constant tension, just like a piston. 3, 4, 5, 6. Our final exercise for our delt training is going to be the ropes through the forehead. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get a good distance from the cable. This is a little longer rope. Get a good stagger step, okay? And I'm gonna try to pull through my forehead, okay? And this is really, my focus is the rear delt, okay? I'm not trying to work the traps, although I feel like it's gonna work a little bit of the traps, but where the focus is to kind of drag, bring those rear delts, finish it off. Now, we did 2 rear delts. We did the front raise, we did the side laterals and the presses. So I feel like those, like I said, those were the full shoulder. Although the side laterals, people look at that as the side head. I feel it works all around, but this is gonna work everything, the same thing, a little less on the front maybe. But we'll do 3 sets here, focus on about 12 or 15 reps.